Hello friends, and greetings from Copenhagen in Denmark. This is the bus which we intend to take to get to the very center of this city and to see some nice interesting things. If you're interested, come join me. So, here we are changing to the metro to get faster. We are still not very close to Copenhagen center, but here we are changing the bus to metro. And I understand that you'll be able to see a metro without the driver, which is kind of funny thing to explore. What do you think? So this is where the driver should be, and this is where we will sit. It might be something quite funny.
Planned a whole new part of this city called Ørestad. And the idea was to create a whole new green, environmental friendly.
So we are in the driver's seat, and here are all the things how you control the train. And this is how fast we are going. If you can believe that, of course. And that's the other train in the opposite direction.
And sometimes they have regular concerts. For example, New Year concerts.
Looks like from going above ground, we are now going below ground, and we will continue underground towards the center of the Copenhagen city. This is where we will leave. So this is where we got out. The very famous shop, the headquarters of Danske Bank, and the Royal Opera building, and we'll go towards a place where we can board a boat and have a nice tour of this city from the water level. Might be something interesting. And this is a very famous hotel there, where all the stars are staying usually. And Hans Christian Andersen himself had been describing this place long ago, obviously. And this is a very famous square of this city. And in the winter time, in this place, in this square, they're making a big skating like circle where people can skate. But you couldn't tell it now. So that's the beginning of our journey with this boat. And let's see what interesting we can see from the level of canal. Isn't that beautiful? With all these sailing ships. Traditionally rigged with the gaff rigged sails.
I'm very old and very low, so please everyone, both children and adults, remain seated when we do so. Do not touch the bottom of the bridges, it can hurt your fingers. And do not smoke aboard this boat. We're already approaching the lowest bridge in the entire tour. I need to say that every head that comes off comes out of my paycheck. I want that to happen on such a beautiful day. So let everyone stay safe. Please remain seated. Thank you. Canal. It was dug up 351 years ago by soldiers to make a connection from the ocean to the Kingsview Square at the bottom. Back then, this was a very shady place filled with sailors, pubs, and drinking and dancing on the table, and ladies of the night. But that is no more. That's a beautiful place for on a sunny day like today. Come out for an ice cream or a cold beer. But no, my beans. Probably more than a cold beer. Left-hand side, when I was sailing past the Royal Theatre, the Royal Playhouse, opened in 2008. The famous words "to be or not to be" from Shakespeare's Hamlet. It takes place at Copenhagen, a city of Velsnor, just 40 kilometers north of Copenhagen. Her på østre side, der har vi Det Kongelige Teaters skuespilhuset, som åbnede i 2008, fordi det hedder at være, eller ikke at være, named for military stored cannonballs and gunpowder, but that is all in the past. In 2025, these buildings, exclusive apartments and our new public bathhouse will hopefully be all done. Her på højre side, så der vil blive Christiansholm, der er kendt som papir, og plus sit navn, der er vist af the Møller Foundation. It is privately owned, but it is open from 7 in the morning to 11 at night. A great place to take a sunny stroll. Her på højre side, der har vi jo en nyeste tilføjelse her i havnen. Det er Operaparken, som åbnede her for nylig, og er en gave fra LP Møllerfonden. Den er privat ejet, men den er åben fra 7 om morgenen til 11 om aftenen. Hvis man skal til offentligheden, hvis man vil gå en lille tur her i her store der. And next to the Opera Park, of course, we have the Copenhagen Picture, the Copenhagen Museum. It's been a huge military area, so banked up for centuries. This was the biggest workplace in all of Denmark. Her på højre side, det her gennem store område, så er der bilen og Holmen. Holmen, det er 5 menneskerskabte, der har været militæret, hvor vores gamle tankerskib ud af havnen og væk fra borgerne under en kæmpe konflikter på den løb. Massive crane was done in 1750, and the wood construction on top was made without a single nail or screw. They only used rope to give it extra flexibility, which was often back in the day, it could hoist 20 ton and 40-meter masts. Today it's a museum you can come inside and visit. Her på højre side oppe, der kan vi nu se Københavns gamle mastkran, som stod færdig i 1750. Takkonstruktion på toppen er lavet under damaging a lot of others. Luckily, it was all seen, no one was home. They got a very fitting name, the Whoopsie Missile. Her på højre side af mastkran til det her gamle skib, der er til den flot samskab. Det er Afrikansk som Fællemondsdragsskibet, Folkekirken, this one is Battery 6, this by Christian VI. The candle section still works. One of them even fires 2 shots a day, one when the sun comes up and one when it goes down again. This is to signal to all the ships in the harbor when to raise and lower your flags. Hvis jeg ved, så kan det blive simpelthen godt, at så sidder vi op her om sommeren, når der er stadig nogle sure naboer, inklusive en meget vigtig familie, der bor over på den anden side af havnen, som jeg får set den tidligere. Så derfor så har vi altså bare taklet her, og så solen også for at komme ud. So we're not going to go there now, we're going to take the ship up and elastic around our ankles and jump out again. Here's the Copenhagen bungee jump train. And if you ever were to be looking for me around Copenhagen, one of these. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to introduce to you a true legend of the day, of the game, and a true legend of Denmark. Probably also Denmark's most photographed woman of all times, I will guess. On your right hand side, we're arriving at the statue of the Little Mermaid from Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale. She's an old lady, she has been sitting on a rock since 1913. She was a gift from Carl Jacobsen, the founder of the Carlsberg Brewery that Denmark is also known for. er noget, der kommer til landbruget i Sverige. Det ligger desværre ikke havnet. Det er på grund af, at hvor Copenhagen sidder den siden af the bygger vej. Now on your right hand side, there's a big white building with the magnificent blue windows and headquarters of A.P. Mast, which is not only one of the biggest companies in Denmark, but one of the biggest of the world. First one is the Danish Royal Castle Collection, we have two making two apartment buildings. Her på højre side, så er der nogle fine her 3 gamle parkhuse, som i 1700-tallet havde varme rundt omkring i hele verden. Det første, det var varme. Probably wasn't that cheap, but it's here, it's beautiful, and it has the biggest church dome in all of Scandinavia. Nu er vi kommet til min yndlingsdel af natur. Det er min personlige yndlingsbygning i hele verden. Det er nemlig op på Germania, hvor man finder havn stadigvæk i dag, som er utrolig smuk hyggelig og historisk by. Vi kommer til med Christian 4 på den her tur, så vi går en tur ind i byen. Nu skal vi rigtig meget til København. Han var helt af. Han var også kendt for at siden. Så kommer vi til en fantastisk mulighed for et billede af vores Frederiksen Kirke. Vi kommer til at være på den side af billedet lige efter en bro. Og jeg mener lige efter en bro, hvis man skal til før man bruger, så man kan nå få sin kamera eller telefoner ud.
One of the low bridges for us to pass under. And we've survived it pretty well. You see, friends, this is my YouTube channel, and down there is the link to my Patreon, where every now and again I post some little bit more personal videos where I share a bit more about my life. I thought maybe somebody of you might be interested.
We're going to have the photo opportunity, our Savior's Church, that way. So if you want to get a photo, put your phones or cameras out now. But please do remain seated because we got to get up at the bridge. Thank you.
Oui, là c'est le numéro 2, il y avait Tivoli, la fête foraine, mais c'est un peu pour les enfants avec les bagages.
Alright guys, we're approaching a very low bridge again. Please remain seated and mind your heads. Thank you. Vi kommer nu til indenunder to den der bro i venlig side. Og pas på jeres hoveder, mange tak.
belle sortie de strat. Cool. Bah, elle est bien au-dessus de ici.
Elle est bien au-dessus de Seattle.
En termes d'importance.
We've done the same thing as Icelandic artists for 4 years and made the installations at the Opera House. We're also going under it, so please remain seated. Thank you. Vi kommer til Segelbroen, som har været sammen med danske kunstner på Eliassen, som har skrevet lysinstallationer i Operahuset, som det tidligere. Vi skal også lige smutte under, så begynder vi siden. Tak. I had to break a little kid's heart the other day because no, it's not the Death Star from Star Wars. It is, however, the Black Diamond. It's a Royal Library that holds 725,000 books and 30,000 handwritten manuscripts.
The big library here.
Over the water, which creates the effect that when the sun is just right, it will reflect the light on the water above the start, giving a smart diamond effect. Jeg har højst sat en mobil tråd til, men Kongens Bibliotek, der var 225.000 bøger og 30.000 opgaver, der er pladser. Så der er det super over vand, og det er super dårligt vægt over, men så ser på, at det er super ret og diamanteffekt. From us on the right hand side, we're coming up to the stairs, looking building, that's like we could make blocks, it looks like blocks stacked on each other. It's home to the Danish Architecture Center, has rental apartments, a gym and a restaurant inside of it. Blocks, det her kasser oven på hinanden. Det er igen det Danske Arkitekturcenter, der er lejet af det center, der er restaurant og det. We are approaching a bridge. Please remain seated. Thank you. Vi kommer til at bruge den side. Tak. For the whole family, including the children, which I think says a lot about us Danes. Might also say something about why we lost all those wars in the 1600s. I don't know if there's a correlation between those two. Jeg har højre side sammen med Christian. Vi kan så forbi Kong Christian 4. gamle bryghus, som var dengang i 1600-tallet, da vi ikke havde noget kloaksystem her i København, så var ikke så godt at drikke. Men hvis man arbejder på kongen, man tager til 10 liter øl med hjem hver eneste dag til hele familien, også til børnene. Jeg tror, jeg siger ret så meget om os danskere den dag i dag. Please remain seated. Thank you. You can sit down. Fire in 1794. Vi kommer til Marmorbroen. Marmorbroen er hovedgangen til Christiansborg Slot, og broen og de to pavillon her på højre side var efter eneste overløb frem til 1794. We're also going under the Marble Bridge, so please remain seated. Thank you. Vi skal også lige smutte tur under Marmorbroen til på venstre side. Tak. Alright guys, we're coming up to the tricky part of the tour. We're approaching the storm bridge. It's very narrow, so please everyone, arms inside the boat. You're already doing great. Sir, can I get your arm inside the boat? Sir in the green top, thank you very much. Let's see how we do it on the left hand side. We really hate having arms in the canal. It's not a good look to the city, so thank you very much. We are now sailing past the area of Gammelstad, or Old Beach. This canal was once filled with fisher boats and men were raking in the fish from the water. While they were doing that, otherwise they were standing up on shore selling all the fish that they met brought home. The last working fisher wife didn't stop until 2008 after being on a job for 45 years. Her på venstre side sejler vi forbi området Gammelstad. Den her kanal er i gang med en fiskebåd og mænd, der jernede fisk op fra vandet. Og mens de gjorde det, så stod alle der til at finde tegn på liv her på Gammelstad fra stenalderen og tegn på der allerede ligger bygget vikingetiden. Så Absalon er ikke helt først i 1100-tallet. Det er altså Absalons fort, der stod, hvor Christiansborg står i dag. Som jeg lige fortalte om, statuen blev sat i 1939, er en af de meget få statuer, der vinder her i København. De har så allerede set to.
That's the metro station entrance, and the metro is below the sea level.
It's the fifth castle standing there. First one being Amsterdam Fort, that the guy we just saw a statue of. It's the third one with the name Christian Fort. I hope this one stays. I think I'm part of the in Russia, that didn't come out to Norway Christian Fort transport at Copenhagen Bull Enterprise i 1794. Det er det femte slot, der står der. Først i Varselsborg har man lige set en statue af. Så det er det tredje navn. We're approaching another bridge. Please remain seated. Thank you. Der kommer til nogle gode billeder ved siden af. Tak. On your right hand side, it was the place for Christian IV's old stock king. So you found marked away quite quick from all over the world. It was office building. Up until April 16th of this year, where we unfortunately saw it engulfed in flames. This was what could be salvaged. We're hoping that we can get the rebuild underway as fast as possible prior to its opening. Her på venstre side, der så er det i Danmarks Nationalbank, som er tegner af designer arkitekt Arne Jacobsen, der er meget kendt for et møbler, så som stod med ægget og svanen. Og mange til det, hvis det kan noget desværre ikke selv at se, at han døde nemlig 7 år inden det stod færdigt.
That's the central bank building.
Biohuts, also being called fish kindergartens. They are steel cages with oyster shells in them that allows the small and young fish to enter, but keeps all the larger ones out. We have over 54 species of fish here in the harbor. We love to make sure they all stay here. Udover det, så løber vandet, man kan så ikke se den herfra, men der er vores firma, som er derude og ved at sætte foderviser, så kaldet biohuts, også kaldet fiskebarne i Arne to. Today's operated by the very exclusive club.
This is the custom house.
Så den her smukke brandbygning, det er vores gamle 12-kammer, hvor man skal igennem 12, når man kommer ind i København. Efter det, så vil jeg sørge til til Sverigefærgen. Man behøver altså ikke blive siddende på den her. Hvis man er helt ufattelig høj, så kan det godt være, at man kan få hovedet, men jeg tror, vi klarer det. We'll see going out of the room. It's okay. New miss. Just like that, go back in the house now. Og med et stoptag, så er vi altså tilbage i Jørgensen. Now when we exited Nyhavn, I told you about Nyhavn's history. But there's actually a lot of other stuff about to enter. Da vi satte ud af Nyhavn og fortalte lidt om Nyhavns historie, men der giver os faktisk ikke mange andre historier. When we started, it was very, very low. We're going under it again. Guess what? It's still gonna be very, very low. So just one last time, everyone, please remain seated and mind your heads. Thank you. Hvis man kan huske den her sidste gang, please blive lidt i stedet for at passe og passe på hovedet. Tak.
This is the lowest bridge of the whole trip.
Alright, let's check the damages to my paycheck. Head count literally. Still attached to the necks all around. There's none on the floor, no heads. Perfect. That's at Copenhagen. Thank you very much. I hope I får en dejlig dag her, så ude i København. Mange tak.
I'm told that this sausage wagon is a very Danish thing. And our boat tour is finished. And I must tell you, this was an amazing way how to see the city from a different angle.
All the way over at the Mikkeler building that we saw. Yes. Okay.
So let's do the very Danish thing. What do you think, friends? On a very Danish scenery. Isn't that beautiful? And that one is the old newspaper kiosk, but now it's turned into a restaurant. Think about this, my friends. You see how small are people, and this guy, it's the copy of the tallest man in the world in the actual size, how he was. This is hard to understand. Oh wow.
Now you're going down, all of you.
And the one with the tower in front of us is the Parliament building.
That's why all priests were pedophiles and shit like that. No imam has ever been a pedophile, you understand? People,
You see these cobblestones, which are not stone, which is wood. That's funny. And that's the inside of the Parliament building. Inner yard, I should say, not inside probably. These are the royal stables where the specific breed of horses are being grown, and when they are at the beginning they have darker fur, but later in life these horses become white when they change the fur. And here They are training. That's the training grounds for the horses. And you see, that's the Parliament building. It's in the very center of Copenhagen. You have training grounds for horses. Isn't that funny? And that's the church which is famous for royal weddings and other stuff with the royal family. So we are going back into metro and back away from the center of Copenhagen. This is our changing place.
This train terminates here. Please leave the train and remember to bring all your personal belongings with you.
So friends, this is how ends our trip to Copenhagen, or as the Danes said, Copenhagen. And this is it for this time. See you some other time in some other place, my friends. All the best. If you would like to hear more from me, my friends, and at the same time to support me in my ways, I would like to invite you to become my patron. You can find the link to my Patreon just below the channel description in my YouTube channel's about page.